Hi and welcome to this new video. This will be the review of the Sony XB10. I got the speaker some days ago, but I didn't do an unboxing because I already knew how it sounds, and I can already tell you have to skip this one because it really doesn't sound that great. Currently it goes for about $60, which is way too expensive for this little speaker. I think it has some potential, but yeah, just like always, Sony messed it up in the tuning. So here's the main problem. There's no bass boost for lower levels like all of the other Sony speakers have, and it starts to distort after 60% volume with practically any track. So there's not much to say about this. Battery life is quite okay. I think 16 hours is okay. Maybe if you play it at half volume, I didn't measure it, and on maximum volume it should last, I don't know, maybe 4 hours or maybe even 3 hours something. I don't know, I didn't measure it at all, but battery life seems to be okay. Around the speaker you have this nice rubber material, so it is quite durable. Also I really like the Sony logo here because it simply looks cool. It looks a bit, I don't know, like a real outdoor gadget. You have all of your buttons on and off, volume buttons. You also have stereo pairing with another one, also play and pause. And underneath here you have all of your ports, so charging port, micro USB, sadly no USB-C, a reset button and an audio in plug. So nothing really special discovered underneath this flap here because it is splash proof. So this is a little bit of an advantage. And at the top you have your single driver, I think it is 5 watts or something, and at the bottom you have another passive radiator. I think this concept is quite intelligent, so if you place it like this, bass will even increase, and there also aren't any farting noises from those slits here, but still you get a lot of distortion. You also have this little, I don't know, loop thing here, so you can also place it like this. I think this looks pretty cool, so maybe like this. Looks quite nice, but still everything is nice with the speaker. Only the sound isn't. So now I will please you to put up your headphones, as it's a binaural recording just like always, and I will simply compare it against some other speakers. So for example the UE Wonderboom here, which you can already find for about $85, so not that much more expensive. The B&O P2, which simply is the reference in this class, of course being way more expensive, almost 3 times more expensive than the Sony, but it simply shows what you can do in this class. And also something more in this price class, the Xiaomi Mi speaker, I think we all know this, also costs $50, so $10 less expensive than the Sony, and I think it beats it in any way, just because it sounds not as distorted as the Sony. So now please put up your headphones and enjoy the comparison. So now let's maybe turn it on right here. And as it emits like this, it becomes a 180-degree speaker, but I think it becomes clearer when you place it right in front of you, so maybe let's place it like that. And you also have some issues with connecting, so it never really connects to your device when you want it. Let's go to the Bluetooth list and connect. And let's first take a listen for the speaker on its own. Okay, I don't know, it's not turned on. Now we are connected, and let's maybe try a pop track and see if it already distorts. I think there's no distortion with this track, but I think in 9 out of 10 cases you will get distortion. So it doesn't really sound special, it rather sounds average, but it simply isn't worth, I don't know, $60 or even more, because the Xiaomi Mi speaker sounds way better here. Now let's check out another track, and you will now hear, I think, some distortion. We are at about 55% volume. You don't have to wait until the world is over. Simply sounds horrible. Let's turn it up a bit. Why can't you take me closer? If I could be the wind, I could take you higher. apart from that it sounds okay, and then they should maybe sell it for $40, but this distortion is horrible. Let's try another track. Just listen to the start. This is horrible. Let's now maybe try the Xiaomi Mi speaker. Again, $50. No, yeah, 180-degree sound, but if you place it like this, you will also get the same effect. And it also speaks Chinese, so at least something new. And let's try the exact same track with the Xiaomi here. This is horrible, unlistenable. Yeah, this sounds way clearer also. I don't know, it is missing some kick, some fun in the sound. It simply sounds totally average, nothing really special. Let's check out something by Nitrogood. Now when the distortion isn't that bad, it sounds okay. You only get it with some tracks, so not, yeah, in 9 out of 10 cases. But still, against the Xiaomi, this doesn't stand a chance. The Xiaomi simply wipes the floor with it. Also, bass is deeper, mid sound flatter. This strange, I don't know, upper bass boost, which you really get with most Sony speakers, is also gone from the Xiaomi. So this really isn't a very good performing speaker. I was pretty disappointed when my friend first told me that it sounds pretty crappy, because he already had it in the store and he listened to it and said, don't buy it, it's horrible. And this is what I will do. I will instantly return it, because it's simply, I don't know, turn down the bass boost at about, I think, 150 or 250 hertz, and then the distortion will be gone. But no, Sony had to do it like this. Maybe they thought we won't notice this, but we will. So now let's check out another pop track. So now we are at 85% volume. See the world through a cryptic mind. Can't say I'm sorry. Long and a twisted lie. This is at about 75. Now this weight is a heavy load. Caught in the middle. I'm a saint with a tainted soul. You tag along, so tell me what your aim is. You say I'm wrong, so tell me so maybe it helps to place it like this. But it simply becomes off. But bass becomes better. Yeah, it really helps to place them on the table flat like this, but they will both lose some treble, and also the Sony won't sound that great anymore. Also, this treble is totally gone. With the Xiaomi you still get some when you place it like this, but with the Sony it really sounds off and distorted. But now the bass was even better on the Sony than on the Xiaomi, but still the Xiaomi sounded way more balanced. Let's check out something more soft now. So small, watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip. Yeah, this simply sounds way more convincing. Now let's maybe check out a track at maximum volume, and then we will switch to the B&OP2. You could definitely hear that the Xiaomi sounds way more refined, way more balanced than the Sony there. It really sounds horrible. So let's check out this track with very heavy bass by Sunchaser, and let's see which one performs better here. Loudness difference isn't that obvious. You can forget the speaker. Yeah, both didn't sound that convincing here, but the Xiaomi was as loud, just with no distortion. I mean, the Sony really sounds horrible. I don't know what they are drinking at their Sony, I don't know, tuning lab or something. It really doesn't sound convincing at all. Now let's maybe try the B&O P2 with another track by Nitrogood, or yeah, let's test the one we had before and see how they sound here. Yeah, this sounds way better. Yeah, really, for anybody who is looking for a small pocketable speaker, just save your money and go for the P2 rather than buying this Sony XB10. It really doesn't sound good at all. Now let's maybe also check out a jazz track. This sounds way better and even becomes clearer like this. Okay, sometimes I accidentally activate this tab control. On one hand, it of course is sad for the Sony that it sounds so bad, but on the other hand, it is something good because it shows how good a speaker in this kind of size can sound, because the P2 simply sounds impressive. Also in maximum volume, there's no distortion with the P2, and it simply, yeah, I don't know, wipes the floor with the Sony XB10. The predecessor was the Sony X11, which I also have, and this speaker already wasn't that great. I don't know how you can make such a speaker even worse with the Sony XB10 here. Now let's check out the UE Wonderboom. Of course, quite some size difference, but I think, yeah, almost similar. Maybe the core of the UE is even smaller because, yeah, you have all of this fabric around it. Now let's check out the same track again, just with the Wonderboom. Also a real 360-degree speaker sound, so yeah, even better than with the Sony, only for $20 more. Mids are quite nice on the Sony, yeah, as long as they are not distorted, but the UE simply sounds like a way bigger speaker, which it actually isn't, because it is, yeah, a little bit bigger, but not that much. The Sony really sounds boxy, a bit simply not convincing at all. Now let's maybe place the Sony like this again, and select a, I don't know, rap hip hop track and crank the Sony up to max and then match the volume of the Wonderboom to the Sony, so just that you can see how loud the Wonderboom can go and how soft the XB10 is compared to it.
From that bottom slide, hate this talk, but I never stop. Call my shows, try to hold me back, but you can't keep me from the top.
So this was 70% volume on the Wonderboom and 100% volume on the Sony, and as you could hear, the Wonderboom still had plenty of space to go. The Sony already struggled with any bass kick, so this really isn't a speaker to buy. You should rather skip that one and go for something like the Xiaomi speaker or the Wonderboom and pay $20 more. So maybe an advice for Sony: next time Sony can maybe use a FIFA driver or just manufacture a FIFA driver on their own, or yeah, you know, give it in production just like B&O did, because they have one tweeter and one full range driver which actually is made by FIFA exclusively only for B&O. And I think Sony is a big enough company to also give this in production and then have a little FIFA driver just sitting in at the top, then maybe sell the speaker for $100 or $99. Then you already have a satisfying sounding speaker with a lot of hi-fi in it. But this actually, yeah, sounds like a pretty cheap driver here. Also, this passive radiator somehow does the job. It only vibrates a little bit, but I don't think that there's any serious bass coming from this. So you should really skip the speaker and wait for the Sony XB10 or something. I don't know how the next lineup will be called, because they always do some funky stuff. Sometimes they don't have treble, sometimes they have distortion after 60%, sometimes the speaker only sound off, and maybe with the next generation you will get, I don't know, no loudness and only bass, or yeah, only treble and no bass. I don't know what Sony will do next year, because they always, you know, surprise you with their tunings. So now I think it is it from this comparison. If you enjoyed it, of course, please leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Until then, have a great time and bye bye. By the way, a little spoiler for you. Next we have the Fugo Style S coming up. Brand new release, costs $120 and should be a good competitor for the UE Wonderboom here, as it should go up to about 93 decibels, which is louder than the JBL Extreme, while only being as big as the JBL Flip 4. So I think we can be excited for this, and bye bye.